I have to be honest, I'm actually reading Howard Stern's book at the same time I'm reading your book, so it's been a bit of a confusing week for me. But then again, it has kind of been a confusing time in the news in general. And there's a quote that you start your book with, and it's, "If you're anxious and confused, I've written this book for you." What did you mean by that?
You know, Mike, as you've seen, I think that this is a time when a lot of American people are feeling a little uncertain. This is a time when we've all seen that the truth can be made to seem a lie, and a lie can be made to seem the truth. And what I wanted to do in this book is confirm to people that the truth is a real thing and it's verifiable. But I also wanted to tell the stories of the most fascinating people that I met in the world and the values in their lives. One of the things we say in the beginning of the book is, don't ask the meaning of life. Life is asking, what's the meaning of you? And this book is really an anthology of short stories about people who discovered the meaning of their lives during the historic events of our times.
And it's organized in an interesting way, too. Although chapters are about specific people in many cases, the titles of the chapters are about values and ethics. And so can you explain that a little bit?
Well, you know, I wanted to write a memoir, Mike, but I was sure I didn't want to write a memoir that was about me. I didn't think anybody would care about that. But it occurred to me that I had met the most fascinating and inspiring people in the world during the course of my career. And I wanted to use each as an example of a value. For example, the first chapter is entitled Gallantry. And I was at the World Trade Center when the buildings came down, and I saw what the firefighters of the FDNY did that day. So that chapter is devoted to them. Another chapter is entitled Authenticity. And that's what I learned about art and the creative process from Bruce Springsteen when I was working with him on a 60-minute story. So as you go through the book, you'll run into chapters that are called selflessness, audacity, honor, and duty. And you will learn about those people who really showed us what those things mean during some of the most difficult moments of their lives.
And in addition to those, there are also field notes at the end of some of the chapters. And you mentioned Bruce Springsteen, one rock and roll legend, but I was sort of enthralled with your encounter with another rock and roll legend on an airstrip.
Yeah, absolutely. We were way out in far West Texas on the Mexico border. I was shooting a story there that I thought was going to be an exclusive story for the evening news that night. And we were getting on a chartered plane because, I mean, this was a dirt airstrip in the middle of nowhere. And we were getting on this charter plane, and as we're getting on, I've got this big exclusive in my hands, and another plane lands. And I'm thinking, oh, great. This is ABC or it's NBC. One of my competitors is going to blow this exclusive for me. And so I told the pilot, hold on just a second. The engines are turning. I said, wait a second. I got to see who gets off this plane. And the door opens. It's another little private plane. And he comes out. And I looked into our plane and I said, it's okay, guys. It's just Mick Jagger. And the enormity of that moment really, I was just so relieved that my exclusive was safe. It turned out, I found out years later, that there's a really exclusive, expensive dude ranch near there where movie stars and rock stars go. And that's why Mick Jagger was landing on that strip in the middle of nowhere.
Well, now you know for your next trip there, that should be the reason you go, I think, maybe. I know our time is short, so I have one final question. Minnesota loves you. We love CBS News. The morning show, the evening news, 60 Minutes, it wins in every time slot in this market. So I wonder, do you have a favorite visit or a favorite story that you can remember and want to share with us about a trip to Minnesota you've had?
Well, you know, Mike, the reason that all those CBS News programs do so well in Minneapolis, St. Paul, is because of WCCO.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, I don't think your viewers understand what those call letters mean to us at CBS and to journalism writ large. WCCO has long been one of the powerhouse television stations in this country, and many people who work here today at the CBS network came from WCCO. A number of our correspondents whose names you would know came from WCCO. So when I think of Minneapolis-St. Paul, that's what I think of, is what a terrific television station all of you are running there.
Well, we appreciate that. We feel the same about you. And this book is great. We're going to be running this parts of this tomorrow morning, parts of this on Sunday morning. And I wish you a lot of luck. I really enjoyed reading what I've read so far. And again, it's you and Howard Stern battling it out for my time at this point.
Well, Mike, I appreciate you. Thanks very much.
Take care.